Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be going over the overactive throat chakra. If you have not seen my previous video going over what the throat chakra is, what kind of organs it governs, stuff like that, I highly recommend you go back and watch that. It's going to make a whole lot more sense. So we're going to start with the physical and kind of work our way into more energetic and etheric ailments of an overactive, right? So physical ailments, a lot of the time soreness, pain, stuff like that, joint problems, that's definitely overactivity. Any kind of like tension in your neck or your shoulders, a lot of the time we store energy having to do with the throat chakra in the back of our neck and our throat, even the back of our head, our muscles up here, right? So I highly recommend, what I do is I just simply work on myself. You guys just kind of like massage yourself. You don't have to be an expert. You didn't have to go to massage therapy school for 7 months like I did to learn that, right? So, the wisdom teeth, if you gotta get your wisdom teeth removed, that's like an ailment. That's of the throat chakra, right? So, yeah, that's definitely a way to fix it. But blockages can stem of two ways, right? Or overactivity, underactivity, they can stem of two ways. They will stem in the physical, and you have a physical ailment, and then this will kind of start to trickle into other areas of your life. Or you will have an energetic or emotional kind of issue that you are storing in the form of lower vibrational frequencies, in your body. For the throat chakra, you would store these somewhere governed by the throat chakra, and then it's going to start affecting that physical, a little bit after your emotional, right? So Graves' disease is another thing. An overactive will not typically have any like ailments that are restricting. It'll usually kind of always be of like a high energy level. And think about like TMJ, a TMJ disorder or whatever they call it. That's something, somebody who's sleeping that doesn't have TMJ, they don't have that electric energy in this area. They don't have an overaccess of energy in this area that needs to come out in the form of doing something, right? A classic sign of somebody with an overactive is somebody who just talk, right? Because that energy, it's built up in this area and it's got to get out somehow. So any ear infections, any trouble hearing, that's definitely an ailment, an overactivity. Schizophrenia is one of my favorite symptoms of an overactive throat chakra, because you're kind of just, your eardrums, your ear chakras, we have many little chakras in our ears. We're just kind of way too open. We have too much energy flooding in. To be honest with you, take it or leave it. This is my opinion, the opinion I've developed over research and observation and whatnot of my own. Schizophrenics are people that can channel things, universal information, channel other beings, higher dimensional beings, just other frequencies in general. But a lot of the time it gets scary because somebody like me, for example, if I'm hearing people clairaudiently, or other beings clairaudiently out in the world, I'm grounded enough to know, okay, interesting, I'm in my life and somebody is interrupting me very rudely clairaudiently. Like, what are you doing, man? I'm trying to live my life throughout my day. I'll tap in later. We'll get into whatever energetic stuff you want to go over. But for now, like, knock it off, right? And I'm a normal person. I won't fly off the handle or do anything irrational or crazy. It gets a little messy when you do not have that discernment, when nobody's told you any better, when you don't have that belief system. Say that you grew up very like religious and your parents tell you that you're going to hell and you're possessed and you have all these issues, and since you're hearing voices, that's going to be a big problem. You're probably going to take it really hard. You're probably going to lose it, right? You're going to be like, I'm crazy. People are telling me I'm crazy. I need a mental institution. You're probably going to fly off the handle because you're hearing voices. And, a lot of the time people say that they hear voices that tell them to do something bad, right? And there is frequencies and beings out here in the world. If you do any kind of research about 0-point energy, we know that we can only see like less than 10% of what's around us, or 5%, or whatever that percentage was. That is a very small percentage of what's out here in the world. You think about, we can't see X-rays, we can't see gamma rays, we can't see a whole lot out there that we know to be very powerful and effective forces. Think about the wind. You can't physically see the wind, molecules with your eyes. You only see the energetic reverberations of this force. You see leaves blowing in the wind. You see trees flowing in the wind. You feel the wind come at you. Your hair blows around, right? but you do, you know, you may see smoke blowing in the wind. You may see things that make the wind more apparent to you, but you do not see it with your own eyeballs, right? So with the throat chakra with schizophrenics, right? I'll make a whole other video, you know, going into detail because I feel like that's something that needs to be talked about. But schizophrenia is definitely an overactive throat chakra issue, right? So dishonesty is also a really big thing when it comes to the throat chakra. Think about the fact that the throat chakra is all about living in your true authenticity in each and every moment, expressing yourself authentically in each and every moment, and you are not doing any of that if you are lying, right? So dishonesty is a real biggie when it comes to the throat chakra, right? And an overactivity, because a lot of the time they will be seeking validation and approval, and they will use expression in the form of communication to get that, right? So, for example, if a woman is feeling insecure about her body, and she puts on a dress, and she's going to go to her husband and be like, hey, does this dress make me look fat? And the husband's like, no, yes, no, I don't know, you know, like he's confused. Anyway, that is her trying to get validation and attention and whatnot in the form of her expressing, like her using her words to manipulate somebody into giving her validation. She's looking for her husband to be like, oh no, 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 you look great, you don't look fat, like you look awesome. Or, you know, she's looking for that approval, she's looking for that validation. She's going to use the words to get it. And even though this is a very innocent kind of everyday example, this is how common it can be, right? That's a very common everyday example. So think about all the other little minute things throughout your day, stuff like that, that are forms of manipulation, right? Time to take a look at that. So, you know, once you start taking a look at the psychology of somebody who is dishonest or somebody who cannot tell the truth, you know, you might have a little more sympathy for somebody like that, because a lot of the time, somebody who compulsively lies, who is unable to tell the truth, a lot of the time, when they were younger, something happened in their childhood, or something happened when they were at a very vulnerable state in their mentality, to where they went for it. They went to authentically express themselves in the most real, raw, vulnerable way, whatever that was, whatever that may be. And whoever they were choosing to express that to at the time chose to completely stomp on them, chose to completely make them feel, purpose or not on purpose, make them feel as if they didn't matter, as if expressing their stuff authentically was a bad thing. Like, for example, say that you go to school with your favorite outfit on. You're like, I'm gonna kill it today. I love this outfit. It's my favorite. Everybody's gonna think I'm awesome, or whatever little kids think at school. You go to school, and then everybody in the class tells you how ugly your outfit is, how much they hate it. Everybody is just making fun of this little child the whole day for the outfit, and they're devastated. They're like, I thought this outfit, like, I loved this outfit, but I'm so traumatized from everybody making fun of me all day. I'm never gonna wear this outfit ever again. And then they're also gonna look at this outfit and associate like bad feelings, bad memories, bad emotions, you know, and that is closing off yourself to your true authenticity in the form of, you know, you're storing that energetic blockage because you are not able to you're not able to have that confidence within yourself to be like, hey, I don't care what anybody else says, I'm rocking my, you know, you don't have that confidence. And so later on in life, somehow you might actually end up taking that out in other ways on different people. You may end up projecting that onto other people and not even knowing it, or not even consciously thinking about it, right? But bringing awareness to certain things like this definitely helps, definitely is a game changer, right? That's how we are able to tackle these issues and move through things. Since they feel so rejected, since they feel so much like they cannot express their true authenticity, they are going to lie and try to manipulate your view of them. And this is where the compulsive lying comes in, even with the small stuff like what they got for dinner or stuff like that, because they may feel deep down subconsciously like their true authenticity is not good enough for anybody. Like they're going to be shamed for it. Like, you know, they're not going to be accepted for it. Like it is not good enough. Like they need to present something different to you in order to get your validation and get your approval. And that's definitely unhealthy when you're sitting over here like, man, I would have just loved you for being honest. I would have rather you just told me the truth, and I would have loved you you more for all your flaws and mistakes as long as you would have just told me and been honest. But instead, you're like lying and making up situations. And, you know, even though you can't help it, that's, I shouldn't say you can't help it, but there's a lot deeper psychology to liars than just them making a conscious choice in the moment. There's a lot of reconditioning on the brain that has to be done to somebody who is chronically in that state of deflecting what is the truth, right? It's a process, it's a habit pattern, stuff like that, right? So basically, they try to control how you perceive them instead of just presenting their true authentic self and letting you discern for yourself, you know, what you think about them. They're trying to play God essentially. So more symptoms include chronically complaining all the time, talking trash about people, gossiping way too much, right? Yelling a lot, or any kind of like verbal abuse in general, like an over excessive projection of this energy center is an overactive. Like no volume control, like say it's always the most loud, obnoxious person in the room, you know, you're in a room full of hundreds of people and you hear that one person all night, the one that has the like, uh, funny laugh or the need for attention or whatever, right? So they usually have that like a my way or the highway mentality as well. Um, it's kind of like because they're so blinded by other people's perspective, right? Like it's almost like, you know, let's not forget our ears and our hearing and our ability to listen to others, our capability to hear others' perspectives and really acknowledge them, right? That's governed by the throat chakra. So if you have an over excess energy center, it's like it's your way or the highway. You have a really hard time accepting other people's perceptions because you are gassed about yours. You think yours is, you are all in on yours, right? Over excessive energy to your own beliefs and screw everybody else's beliefs, basically. All right, you guys, so that is what is going on with an overactive throat chakra. I hope this video gave you a little bit better insight to what this is, what that looks like if you have an overactive or if you do not, right? Go ahead and give that a little thumbs up for me, the little notification bell button as well. You'll get all my future videos, and we got some great ones coming up. Next is going to be the third eye, and then after that, the crown chakra. I hope you all have an amazing day. Namaste.